I'm your co-host, Charles Pigg, and you're watching Pod Warriors.
Old Charles and Jarek sip the brew. The Pod Warriors are rolling through. They laugh and chat with pints in hand. Two legends gracing every land. Oh, the kiss is goated, ain't no lie. Greatest duo, heaven high. Beer and boobs they think are cool as they make the world their fool.
Yo, 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 yo. The only one here today. But that's because I just want to talk my shit, and then I just want to dip out. Today sucks. Past couple days sucks. But the reality is, sucks for everybody currently. The government shutdown is totally abysmal. It's a fucking slap in the face to Americans. And I can't believe that we are paying senators and governors and all these other people to stay in office while we take money away from the American people. Can't get it. I just can't understand it. What up, what up, what up? Jarek is visiting the babies, so he is not going to be here today. But I am. In spirit, I'm totally drinking. Or drink, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure which one it is. But I've been watching a lot of speeches from like a lot of different people, both Democrats and Republicans, and listening to how they're communicating over this government shutdown. And my fucking God, do I not understand how like all sides are like pointing fingers at each other. My love. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting. They're talking about a contingency plan for SNAP benefits. Republicans are saying, well, it's not legally possible to take those benefits. There's something with the FDA has some sort of clause in it or whatever that it can't be used for this type of thing. Hola. My whole thing is if we are heading towards a Democratic Party that supports communism and socialism and all this kind of stuff, if this isn't eye-opening to most people, that you don't want the government in control of your food and your money, I don't know how more eye-opening it could possibly be. And there are still plenty of Democrats that support it. I've seen the comments in some of these videos, and it cracks me up to see all the blame game. The fact of the matter is, they got this healthcare situation that they want to negotiate, and that's on the table. The Democrats aren't going to cave because the Republicans won't negotiate. Although they can both equally be like, you know what? We support the American people. Let's open up the government. Let's do our jobs. You know, we're getting paid to do this, and people voted for it to happen. So it cracks me up that we are so politically divided that everybody just points the fingers and not sees that there's like a real problem here. That controlling people's food and money is not what any of us signed up for. And the fact that most of us aren't pissed off about that alone, politics aside, is weird to me. That there's not more call out for the fact that they want to control it. I am not a pawn in your political Ponzi scheme. I'm not a political pawn. You know, I would let's just put myself in a position where I had to be on SNAP benefits, and you took my SNAP benefits away from me. Whether I'm a mom of 6 kids with 4 baby daddies and I can't go to work, whatever the excuse may be, if you took money and food away from my table, Do you think that I'd be happy about that? I would hate to see what's going to happen to some of these big box stores, Walmarts, Myers, Targets, all these places, when you don't have those people going into those stores and spending some of that money. And then after they go in there and they spend those kind of money, think about like some of the looting and rioting that's going to happen. Like, think about where we're going to go for that. Because if I'm hungry, like, I don't care who I'm taking it from, I'm just going to take it, right? Your survival instinct kicks in. I think it's going to get ugly. It's going to be ugly, and people are going to be doing shit to each other, like crazy. And both political sides, Republicans and Democrats, have an opportunity to stop it, and neither one of them are choosing to do so. That's the problem for me. It's both of them have an opportunity to squash it, fix it. That's what's crazy to me. I can't be naive and blame one side or the other, because I definitely don't. But here's the easiest way out. The easiest way out lies in the hands of the Democrats on the Senate floor, because here's the fucking problem that a lot of people, I'm hearing a lot of arguments, and most people are like, well, you can't really point the fingers at the Democrats because it's the Republicans' fault. No, even though that the Senate has majority Republicans, they still need 60 fucking votes, and 5 Democrats are the only people that stand in the way of those votes. And 13 times now, the Democrats have unanimously voted, we're not opening the government. Why? Because Republicans are on vacation, and Republicans aren't willing to come to the negotiation table and give all this money. Who cares about the negotiation tactics of the fucking politics? People are not weapons. The American people are not pawns in your political games. It's fucking weird that we put those people in power, and yet they're playing games with your benefits. That's crazy to me that we are allowing that to happen. Yet we're going to protest no kings, I guess, instead of protesting this, like this specifically. There's going to be people that aren't receiving benefits. There's going to be military people that aren't receiving paychecks. There's going to be there was on Sunday, there was 8,600 fucking planes shut down. Travel was canceled. That's crazy to me. You're controlling the money, the benefits. Now you're controlling travel. Seems pretty authoritarian to me. And that's not one party's problem. That's not Trump's problem. That's all the government as a fucking umbrella taking control of all of us and really just shitting down our mouths and then putting on 2 separate channels blame games, blaming each other. And then we're just sitting here pointing fingers back and forth at each other. And I can see it from both sides. You know, I don't think that people that receive SNAP benefits or receive any sort of government assistance, they definitely don't care that I've been working for longer than some of them have been alive. They don't care where I get my next meal from. They don't care. The only thing that I can say is I've been working for an extremely long amount of time, and my debit card never stopped scanning. Take that away from me, then who am I? And we want to put the control in the government to take control of our fucking food and our money? I can't believe that we are not speaking out louder against it. Both parties are to blame. And we're pointing fingers at each other. I can't, for the life of me, I just can't understand where our mind is at on thinking that communism and socialism is the answer. 70-something% of Democrats still think that socialism is the answer. And they're controlling your money and your food right now. And you think that that's a good idea? Come on. Cracks me up. Cracks me up that that's where most people's heads are at. It really does. That's what's so hard about being just in the center anyway, is because I politically, like a lot of my personal ideology, like values, beliefs, whatever, I lean right, whatever you want to say. But that's personally, but I don't think that what I want personally is best for my neighbor. So I don't want what I believe in to be pushed onto my neighbor. Maybe once upon a time I used to be that way. I can't say that I've always felt that way, but for the life of me, if this, I know that we've shut the government down several times, both for, leverage or whatever, but the American people aren't leverage. Your money and your food, not leverage. And we're allowing that to happen. So that kills me. That kills me. Not in a bad way. That kills me, and I'm laughing at some of you. And I can't help it either. Like the biggest talking point, I don't think that this will ever happen. I really don't think that it'll ever happen, right? We're never going to be able to come together. I think that's what's beautiful about where we live. It's very beautiful, the fact that we can have differencing of opinions. The real big problem that I'm seeing currently is like, and I don't know, this is just my opinion. The real big problem that I'm seeing now is we gave them one opportunity, right? And they're fucking it up for all of us. It's fucking embarrassing. And I know that the bigger conversation should be, why are there 42 million Americans on SNAP benefits? That should be something that we should be asking questions about. But that's a different talking point. It's for me personally, it's how did we get to the point where we even allow a vote to be taken place on the Senate floor that stops us from being able to get paid? How did we get there? How the fuck did that happen? And why did we give them that kind of power? Why? When did it happen? Am I dumb? I'm probably dumb, but I just don't understand how we got to that point. And the fact of the matter is, they're not paying military workers, they're not paying, air traffic controllers, they're not paying TSA, they're not paying all that. Some of them are still showing up, to work and all that kind of stuff. Cool. Think about how lax they're going to be on their duties when they're not getting paid. Sure, they could get some, reimbursement for their money and all that kind of stuff whenever the government opens back up or whatever, but think about how lax they're going to be. Think about all the problems we're causing just by not fixing the fucking problem in the first place. That's what irritates me and probably frustrates me more than anything, is we gave them that ability. We voted for it. And I cannot fucking believe that we ever had that power taken away from us. And it just one step closer. You think that it's going to be better whenever we're living in a situation where socialism is the cure? Socialism is the answer? You're fucking crazy. I can't get behind it. There's obviously not a single chance that we'll ever get rid of the two-party system. It's never going to go. It's never going to go anywhere, which is why I don't understand why we are here at this point where we're like, you know what? Every one of you on the Senate floor is getting voted for next year, for the year after. What? Some of these people have been in there way too long. And I don't care who you vote for. I really don't. If your presidential candidate is AOC, cool to you. If Donald Trump is your 2028 third term election, cool to you. I don't see that that's going to be a thing. I just don't think that there would be an amendment being able to take place. And everybody's like, yeah, well, he doesn't abide by the Constitution anyway, and he's the most law-breaking fucking president in the history. There's been plenty of presidents that broke laws, and there's not one that has ever been able to be like, you know what? I'm getting a third term. I'm not leaving the White House. That it's just not a thing. It's not going to be a thing. It's not going to, Am I saying that he wouldn't try? No, of course not. But it's just not going to be a thing. Will it be like a 2 months of him locked in the fucking bathroom, with his dog licking peanut butter off his nuts? That'll probably be a thing. That'd probably be a thing. But he's not going to be the president. He's not going to be making rules. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So anyway, like the easiest way for everything to happen and move smoothly is for those idiots that we've elected to be adults and just be like, you know what? It doesn't make sense to take money away from Americans that paid for us, to put food on our tables or have elected us. It doesn't make sense to me that we can't just go, okay, there's a clean resolution. Let's just sign it, open the shit back up, and then go back to doing our 9 to 5 and voting for the dumb shit to be in there. That's the easiest. That's the simple term. You can't do that without 60 votes. Oh, but Charles, you have the presidency, the House, and the Senate. Yep, sure do. Can't do it without some Democrats coming over the aisle. You want to talk about bipartisanship? You have to do it with some Democrats. They have to come over the aisle. So if you're not looking at the bigger picture and thinking that the Democrats also don't give a fuck if you eat or not, I think you're dumb, and you're dumb on purpose. You're literally not looking at the bigger picture. Could it be Trump's fault? Sure. Blame Trump. I don't care. Blame the Republicans. I don't care. But also blame all those fucking Democrats that have voted now 13 times to say, no, we're not opening up the government. Blame them too, because you look pretty fucking stupid for not blaming everybody. Just throwing that out there. I don't want to pretend like I know the answer because I don't think that I do. I definitely don't know the answer, but the reality is the response is not the fucking answer. You get me? This is not the answer. Doing it the way that we're currently doing it. It's not the answer. It's not working out for anybody. It's not working out for anybody. And the further that it goes on, let's just say that it goes to the first of the year. Okay? Let's say that it goes to the first of the year. How many months, weeks do we have left before people start getting so pissed off that things are getting taken away from them that they do something stupid? Like they start rioting, and now you can't go to your local grocery store because they're being held captive, or all the shelves are empty, and they're not even getting deliveries made because they feel like it's unsafe to deliver to those. Or they just shut them down completely, and then the only way for you to get groceries is online shopping. And then the people that aren't receiving any sort of benefits sees you coming inside with a whole bunch of groceries, and now they're breaking into your house. I know that sounds like fear mongering and all that kind of stuff, and it's a big what if scenario, but I'm just saying, do we really think that playing with people's money and food won't make them go crazy? Won't make them do things that they otherwise wouldn't do? Because if I had to feed my kids, I'm sorry, I would do whatever I had to do. So when you make everybody dependent on the government, and then the government just swipes your fucking support, what else do they have left? What else do they have left? I don't know. It's crazy to me to think that it wouldn't happen that way. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that it's gonna be pretty. I really don't. I really don't. I think what gets me the most is the comments that I see talking about socialism will save us. You're fucking retarded. I can't help it, but you really are. And that's why I'm running for president in 2028. Not saying I can fix everything, but you want to see a swamp drained. There will be a fucking swamp drained. I just don't know how some of these people are apparently the answer, or they're not the answer. They're literally the detriment. That's the thing. I mean, I honestly, like I said, I mean, do I agree with it? No. Do I have my own stance on welfare and all that kind of stuff? Yes, I do. I have my own personal beliefs, but whatever your reason for needing it, if we're offering it already and it's a law or whatever you want to call it, I don't care if you receive it, but then take it away. What do you think is going to happen to those people? Seriously. Seriously. Uh, I don't see any other options. I don't. I think that it'll just be crazy. Oh, there's not a single chance that I would do a worse job. Not a single chance. Honestly, I mean, we kind of got to look at it from a different perspective too. What up, Bunny? If Biden, no, if Hillary and Trump, if Biden and Trump out of 300 million Americans, if those are the answers, we could do worse. We could do a hell of a lot worse. I'm sorry. Me personally, I've never liked Trump. I've never liked Trump. Do I think that he's always the problem? No. Could I say that he's done everything wrong and everything bad? No. But could I say that about Biden? No, I also couldn't. There's probably I mean, I can't really name anything good that he's done, but I would just be naive to think that he didn't do one single thing good. I think that we would all be naive. I just yeah, I think that it starts with Trump. Realistically, in this scenario, I think that it starts with him. Like he should be opening his mouth. I also understand that like everybody's mad that apparently he's been, overseas, during this shutdown and all that kind of stuff. Well, first of all, like he has his own job to do, and the Senate and the House they have their own jobs to do. Okay, unless they come to something, President Trump can't even sign it. He can't even sign it until they figure it out for them fucking selves. Okay, so like it's weird to be like, he's over there on vacation. I don't give a fuck where Trump is. This lies solely on the Senate at this current moment in time. They need to fucking figure it out. They need to be who we voted them in to be and are paying them to be. Meanwhile, they're getting their fucking pays, their paychecks. Why are we? They should be the first ones to never receive a check. I don't know how we allowed them to. It's like unions. Like how I don't know how many people has ever been in one, right? But you got those people that's been in the union for 30 years. They've worked for the company for 30 years. They get the first pick of the vacations. They get Saturday and Sunday off. They only have to work 4 10s or whatever. And then everybody else that comes in, you might have to get drafted 7 days. You get less pay. You get the last pick of the vacations. You also never get as many vacations as they do because they've been here forever. Why? Because those old fucks that's been there for that long show up to every union meeting. And if you're not attending them union meetings, you're not going to get anything you asked for because the old dude is fucking you. It's similar here in this scenario. Like we're just voting those people in. We're not putting any of our fucking spin on it and making sure that the people that we're voting in are giving us what we want. They're supposed to be working for us. They're supposed to be working for us. How did we let it happen? How? Something this small is going to be big. It's going to be big within the next month. It's going to be huge. It's going to be making people act weird. I could be wrong. Don't get me wrong. I could be wrong. I could be way wrong. I could be way off base. It's just a disappointment. It's a disappointment, and it's super embarrassing. And honestly, we allowed it to happen. Talk about something we should be protesting at this current moment in time. This is what we should be protesting. Flat out. Every one of our mayors, senators, governors, they should all be getting letters and emails. That's where we should be at. Of course, that'll never happen, though, because the majority of us don't give a fuck about any of this. We just play an actor on TikTok. Still weird to me. Mind-blowingly weird to me. Maybe I'm not supposed to understand it. Maybe I'm not supposed to. But I truthfully don't see this going well for either party involved. I really don't. Because both sides have an opportunity to put an end to it, and neither one of them are pushing that button. And that's the saddest part, too, because they're literally taking shit from you and me and every one of us while they're still getting paid to do exactly what we don't want them to do. So I'm super confused. That's also true. That's a fair statement. Completely agree with that. I have no idea how we've allowed that to happen. I really don't. How are we allowing government officials, Senate, House, governors, mayors, how are we allowing them to get paid before we're feeding Americans? I don't care how we feel individually about SNAP benefits. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I don't think that we're using SNAP benefits the way that we should anyway, but that's a whole different fucking talking point. How are we allowing governors and mayors and fucking Senate officials, congressional officials, how are we letting them get paid before we feed Americans? Are we out of our goddamn minds? Because I think that we are. No, it's crazy. I mean, it's the truth. Everybody wants to talk about how there's so many people that scam the system. Okay, we all know that people scam the system for SNAP benefits. We absolutely know that. That's also a different discussion, okay? Those people, I mean, there should be investigations done. There could be all different kinds of things that we could do or agree to make changes to these types of benefits, right? Like I said, that's a whole different talking point. It's just where we stand currently. How did we allow the government the power to take money and food away from the people and not say anything and not do anything about it? And this is not just Republicans, and it's not just Democrats. It's fucking both. They both have an opportunity to do something about it, and neither one of them are doing it. And they're both blaming the other person. And then we're just over here going, yeah, that's right. It's your fault. Yeah, that's right. It's your fault. We are fucking dumb. We're dumb. I totally 100% disagree with receiving EBT while working. There's a lot of reasons that I do that, but I also don't think that a lot of us get paid what we're worth in the workforce. And I mean, I think that it would be really, really hard for let's just use like a single mom as an example, for like a single mom like to do it all by herself. working. Let's say she's a doctor. She still has to have somebody watch the babies. So does she make enough to support? I mean, yeah, probably. But like the run of the mill person, what if, I mean, we can't just make everybody doctors, And I'm not saying raise the minimum wage to $15. Like I said, I don't think that I have all the right answers. I'm just saying I think that this is a lot of it's just individual based. And I don't always believe that a single father doing it on his own can do all of that, then raise this family. Well, a single mom, same thing. Raise the family, pay for everything, pay for all the after school care, the babysitting, all that kind of stuff. It's really, really hard for individuals to do that, specifically with the cost of living. And I don't care who's in charge. I just don't think that we're ever going to fix that problem. No. Nope. Like I said, I don't think that I have the right answer. I just understand why some people need the benefits. Like I totally get it. But I know some people totally skirt the system. And by that I mean some people have, like, one of the easiest ways I think that you can have fraud in that system, the easiest way, like, this is just my opinion, the easiest way is you're living with somebody that makes a really good wage, but you claim to not be living with them or engaged to them or whatever, and then receive benefits because you've lied and fraudulently filled out those applications for your benefits or whatever and still get them. Like, there's obviously people that do that. Should we penalize them? Yeah, we absolutely should. But like for the legitimate people that absolutely need it, I mean, why aren't we giving it to homeless people? Why aren't we giving it to homeless people? Want to talk about some weird situations? Shit, there's probably homeless people out there that make more money than me. Just saying. That's also probably true. But like, what's the statistics? I truthfully believe that there's a lot of people that abuse the system, but they abuse all different systems. So I can't really speak to like every single person, but I do mean like each individual situation should be taken into account, right? I don't think that you should ever get rid of those type of benefits. I can't say that. I think that they're somewhat necessary. They also stimulate the economy. They stimulate businesses. Like, there's plenty of grocery stores out there. Plenty of grocery stores out there in inner city communities, poor communities, whether it be Dollar General, Family Dollar, those types of places. They benefit from those benefits too. I'll say that again. They benefit, those grocery stores benefit from those programs too. Is it a scam? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know what the tax write-offs are on those. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend like I know. I'm not an economist. I don't know. But let's not pretend that the people that aren't getting those, I mean, what is it going to do to those businesses? And I know that this could be a temporary thing. It could just be a month, could be whatever. But that 1 month is going to hurt those people. I used to work in a grocery store and we made $1 million fucking dollars a week. And that was a small grocery store. Do you know where 80% of that money came from? Food stamps. Think about taking a hit to your fucking bottom line for 4 weeks. I mean, you're going to lay off people. Sure, the business might come back and you might need new people, but doesn't just affect the fucking person not being able to eat. It doesn't just affect them. It affects a lot of different aspects. And I know at the end of the day, like, I mean, if I had to, like, I'm killing the neighbor's cat and eating the cat. You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing what I got to do. But hey, I don't know. Like I said, I could be completely off base and wrong, but the argument from both sides is just it's weird. It's weird. We gave both parties the ability to take that shit away from us because neither one of them are doing anything about it. Neither one of them. Let's stop pretending like either side is fighting for us, because they're not. They're absolutely not. And this should show everybody. That's what I'm kind of saying, I guess. I don't, will it get crazy day one? I don't know. Anybody that had SNAP benefits, left over, they're going to be fine for a week or two if they manage their money that way. But to say or to pretend like it's not going to get weird or crazy in some areas, is it all over the place? Probably not. But to say that it's not going to get crazy, that would just be naive thinking, in my opinion. It's going to affect so much. And the sad thing is both of them are sitting back like, well, it's his fault. Well, it's his fault. They don't fucking care. They don't care. I don't know when they ever have. I guess if I'm being honest. The one thing that I can say is the Democratic Party now is not the same Democratic Party of 10 years ago. It's definitely not. 15 years ago, absolutely not. 20 years ago, they would be laughing at some of you. They really would. They really would. And it's hard to be like, as far as like the Democratic Party is concerned, it's hard. Like they always preach about democracy this, democracy that. Trump and his supporters are a threat to democracy. I got news for you. The Democratic Party does not support democracy, because to have that, you have to be willing to have social equality all over the place, which means you have to tolerate those Trump supporters. You kind of do. Otherwise, you're kind of not abiding by your own democracy. Just throwing that out there. So you're weird too. You're weird too. I don't know. I think everybody should be handing out canned food this year. Could you imagine how heavy those little 3-year-olds that are carrying around those pillowcases? They're going to get 4 cans in there and they're going to be done. Like mom and dad's going to have to carry that shit. Realistically. From what I gather, the main disagreement is healthcare and healthcare premiums. There was this lady, I don't know, she was talking on the podium and she said that there's like a story of a lady that said her healthcare premiums like this past month went up $2,000. $2,000 a month, which equated, she said, like another lady, it was like $24,000 a year. Who's paying that?
Who's paying? Which one of us are paying $10,000 a year in health care premiums? You'd only be doing that, I guess, if you got a family plan? Maybe. Not only that, like, so healthcare was like the biggest thing. The Democrats say that Republicans won't come to the negotiation table and fix the health crisis that the Republicans created. Well, the Affordable Care Act was never affordable. Sorry. I remember prior, like, now this could just be me. I got to speak for myself. But I just remember I worked at a company and I was paying like $50, $60 a week and just for myself in like healthcare costs, right? And then it went up to like 130, 140 bucks a week. That's what I was paying for some of the premiums that I was paying for. But I did trade jobs during that time too. So I don't know. It could have just been what they negotiated with their healthcare provider. I don't know. I could be wrong. But the Affordable Care Act wasn't affordable. Definitely not affordable. And I can't pretend like I would know the solution to that either. But Medicaid and Medicare for all doesn't work either. I'm sorry, but has anybody ever tried to get, like, because my children were on Medicaid at one point, has anybody ever tried to get an appointment for a child on Medicaid? You're like 2 months out. 2 months out, okay? So if your child is still going through the problems that they're going through for 2 months, you've got a bigger problem. Medicaid is not the answer. Medicare for all is just not the answer. I'm sorry, but it's not the answer. I know that everybody wants universal health care, but we have to, if universal health care is the answer, we don't have a solution to it because we literally can't figure out what we got right now. But anyway, to answer the question, yeah. So healthcare was the biggest problem. Democrats are saying that Republicans caused the problem. Premiums are going to go up astronomically next year. I don't know. They were complaining about how Trump cut $180 billion from SNAP benefits, cut another $100 or $200 billion from Medicaid and Medicare. They were talking about how it was the biggest cuts. They're mad about that. So what they want is they want the Republicans to put all that back in place. They want all of those benefits back in place. Well, the Republicans are saying, no, sorry, don't want to do that. So the Democrats go, actually, you know what? You are going to do that because we're shutting down the government because they know that they need 60 votes or whatever to vote for it. So then they start blaming each other in a blame game. I'm just paraphrasing. I could be wrong on all of it, but that's how I've seen the videos play out. Is what it looks like to me. So they're mad about the spending. So the Democrats want like some sort of increase in spending. Republicans are like, no, this is a waste. And they were mainly talking about the Affordable Health Care Act, and they were talking about since its onset, there was like 20 something million people that were on it for an extended period of time and never used it. So they're like, it's waste. We're wasting money putting it into this. So why are we doing this type of spending when we could save the money, come up with another plan or whatever? So the Republicans repealed it. Democrats are mad about that. Democrats want it back. So it's realistically about healthcare being the main source. And then people are saying that, or I guess the Democrats or the Republicans are saying that the Democrats want illegal aliens to be covered under healthcare, and they're proposing like $200 billion. That's not true. That's not entirely true. That's not what the Democrats are really saying. They're mad about the cuts to Medicaid and Medicare, and they're mad about something else. And I don't even know if that's true. I'm just saying what the Democrats are saying they're mad about. So then they're arguing and fighting over that. They want to have some sort of like bipartisan spending bill created. And then since the Republicans are saying no, we're not going to negotiate until you open up the government, and the Democrats are saying no, come back to the negotiation table and let's handle this like adults. So it's both. It's both of them. It's both of them. They both can fix it, and neither one of them are doing it. And that's what pisses me off the most, is they're playing with fucking Americans' livelihoods here. Because it doesn't just affect the people that get those SNAP benefits. It doesn't just affect the people that are getting, federal funding and or paychecks like the military and stuff. It doesn't just affect those people. It literally affects everything. It affects everything. And people that don't know that it doesn't affect everything has never worked in retail. And people that's never worked in retail don't know how fucking bad those people have it. They really don't. So it's gonna be catastrophic. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna have effect on a lot of different people in a lot of different ways. And I realistically don't understand how we let it happen. We let it fucking happen. We did. And we're just giving them more and more power to do so because we're still not doing anything about it. And yet here I am on a podcast doing nothing about it. So I understand how hypocritical I am. But I'm just saying, like, that's the thing. We're not doing anything about it. But we're going to... Never mind. I'm going to sound like a Trump supporter if I say that. Yeah. I mean, it's not wrong. I mean, everybody does have their own perspectives on it. But there's a bottom line that, like, nobody's really paying attention to. And that's why I was talking about it, or that's why I'm so animated and pissed off about it in general, just because both sides have the opportunity to fix it. Neither one of them are doing it. And we're just sitting back going, oh, it'll be fixed one of these days. We're just letting them do it. That's when it started, Bunny. That's when it started. We allowed it, and everybody was like, yeah, let's vote for Trump. Let's vote for Trump because he'll fix it. Trump caused that shit too. The way that Trump handled fucking COVID was, to me, the biggest red flag anybody should have ever had in their entire life. But it was pathetic. It was fucking... And I wouldn't say that anybody would have succeeded, but my God, Trump is not built for that type of stuff. He really wasn't. And I don't either. I don't either. But that's what irritates me too, because both sides, Republicans and Democrats in the Senate, the biggest problem for me is the easy way out is the Democratic senators. There only needs to be 5 of them that vote the other way. And neither one of them, not a single Democrat, has voted yes to open the government back up 13 times in a row. So they also don't fucking care about you eating. They don't, because if they did, they would just be like, you know what? I read the clean resolution bill and there isn't anything crazy in there. It just says open the government back up and then we'll go to the negotiating table afterwards. That's literally basically all it is. So they don't give a fuck either. And anybody that says that they're the party that cares about you, no, the fuck they don't. Neither side currently cares about you because they're using all of you for fucking pawns in their fucking political game. And that's crazy to me. Crazy that nobody is seeing that. Both sides have the opportunity to put a plug in it, and neither one of them are doing it because they don't give a fuck. They just want what they want. It's their way or the highway. Both sides. And that's my opinion. And I know, realistically, I know that the Democrats don't want to give Republicans what they want and just be like, okay, fine. We're never going to be able to go to the negotiation table. We get it, Republicans, blah, 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 blah. But we'll at least pay all the military men and we'll turn the government back on so everybody receives their SNAP benefits. They're not going to do that, because they don't want Republicans to get what they want. And Republicans are just like, you know what? They have the opportunity. They have the opportunity, but they're not voting yes. So realistically, we can't do anything until they do. I mean, yes, they can. There's plenty that they can do. Plenty that they can do. In 28, listen, this is how I feel about it, because I don't want to just blame Democrats, because it's not just them. The Republicans could have been like, you know what? For 28 days, we've been hearing them say we want to negotiate a spending bill. That's what we're getting paid to do. So let's negotiate. Let's negotiate. And then do your fucking job for 30 days instead of shutting the government down for 30 days. Like, you've got me fucked up. Their money should have been turned off the moment they said, yep, let's shut the government down. Their money should have been shut off. Why have we not made that a thing? I'll tell you why. It's because they don't give a fuck about you. They don't. And anybody that says that they've got our best interests at heart is crazy. Is crazy. And I mean, I understand that line of thinking too, because like I realistically only care about me and mine. I think that's a natural thing for a lot of people to do, but these are government elected officials that we're putting in charge to make decisions for us. So we should be voting the people in that actually give a fuck about us and not just themselves. I'm incapable of that. I admit that. But I also don't think that what I believe is the best interest for my neighbor. But it might be for that neighbor. But I don't want to make the decisions for all of us. You know what I mean? So that's why we're putting them in charge. And clearly they're not doing that. Clearly they're not doing that. So why do we keep voting for them? Why? Can't help it. I don't understand it. Term limits. Term limits. My fucking God. So the way that it's going, the track that it's going, okay, let's just say we put a term limit in there. You can only stay in for only stay in for 2 years or 4 years, right? Then you've got some other fucking crazy lunatic that comes in and ruins everything that guy did for 2 or 3 years, 4 years for his term limit and reverses everything. I think that it would just cause like a circular problem. I think term limits should work in a lot of situations. I do not think that anybody should be allowed to be in office for longer than 10 years. Longer than 12. Maybe 12, right? If you can't fix it in 12 years, then you're not good at your job. If you can't fundamentally have some sort of pattern in 12 years, I don't think so. But like, I just don't think that like a term limit, like I've heard some crazy things, right? Like we need 2 years or we need 4 years or I don't think that that's realistic. I don't think that that will help anything. I think that it will do more damage than good. That's my opinion. I think insider trading should be against the fucking law, giving you fucking 30 years in jail. I don't know. It might be against the law. I don't know what kind of law it is. But I totally agree with you. I also totally agree that there should be no dual citizens sitting on any seat in public office. I also would say that I'm not naive enough to believe that like we can't get ideas from other countries. You know, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that that's not possible, but I agree with that. I agree with that. I also agree with that. I also think that I don't know. I'm not saying that some 70-year-olds aren't pretty fucking sharp, because I truly believe that they are. But yeah, I think putting an age limit on that, just on that one fucking seat in office, I think that would change a lot too. I don't know. Again, I'm not going to pretend like I have all the answers or solutions, but currently it just irritates me and frustrates me that we have an opportunity to stop it from both sides and neither one of them are acting on it, and both of them are giving us some sort of bullshit fucking excuse that we're literally attacking each other with on TikTok. I can't believe that we're this fucking stupid to where that we can't see past it, and we can't see that they're both doing it to us because they both have their own personal agendas to achieve, and they don't give a fuck about us. I probably will never understand that as to why that we're so politically divided. Like, take me back to a time when I used to just get out there on a skateboard and skate with people that didn't look like me, and we all just did tricks. And we didn't give a fuck who you voted for because neither one of us could vote. We didn't care whose family's porch we were sitting on, who was giving us ice cream. We didn't give a fuck who they voted for because we were all just fucking people having a good time. I blame Google and smartphones. Now I'm sounding like a fucking boomer. All right. I'm a fucking boomer.
Don't talk shit about my Jose Echoes.
Know that this is goated.